realized I started, it didn't turn on the camera. So today's a different day from the other 4 videos. Let me just make sure it's recording. So yeah, today's a different day. Last night I came up here and set up the speed line and did a little bit of cutting. And then this morning I came up and moved the line up, the speed line, redid the speed line so it's nice and tight, and did a trucker's knot at the end to make it get really tight. And yeah, so, and I moved my safety line, or my green line here, up the tree more so that I don't have to necessarily use like double length slings when I cut the limbs off. But I knew eventually this rope would be too short. So what happens is, because of the way I rappel down with this rope, you need double the length. And now with my safety line moved up higher in the tree, the rope's too short. So if I just rappelled all the way to the ground, I'd be hanging like 6 feet up or something, 8 feet up. And so for now, I'm getting off on the roof, which works fine. But I do have another rope that I'm going to use next time. Switch this one out because I have a 200-foot Kern mantle static rope that I'm going to use in place of this. I hate doing it because this rope gets sappy. It's a good rope. This is a cheaper rope. Okay, so I have my speed line set up. I'm going to cut these things. Try to use only single length attachments, webbing strings, and straps, so that I can get the most out of my time up in the tree before I have to go back down and move the rope. That's the plan today. It's supposed to be hot, which is why I'm doing this in the morning. I don't always have ideal. Really, I need an electric saw, but I have a carving saw, so it's heavy. But at some point, I'm gonna get just a small electric saw that can just cut these limbs. That's all I need. Or a hand saw would do it. But I really don't want to use a hand saw with all these. I'd rather use something that's $100 that maybe an off-brand electric saw. I like having that safety line after you come up once. It's super easy. And I'm using Notch Ergo. I have nice protective pants on, can you see? It just gets so hot wearing all this stuff. When I actually start cutting the tree, I'm gonna wear all my stuff. But for right now, I'm just doing little things. Yeah, I have Notch Ergo gaffs, which are awesome compared to the prior ones that I got. These are a little bit more expensive, but they're very, I would say, affordable for what you get. They're great. I gaffed out with my other set. Some of it was I was still learning, but the other thing was these are ergonomically set up, so they're like angled right. As you can see, they have a bend to them, and it makes it so that when you are just kind of standing, the points are kind of positioned right, where the other ones that I had were very vertical, and so you end up, the other thing was the padding on the other ones was awful, and so you end up at the end of the day just hating being in this whole thing. It's awful. Like I said, I'm still learning, but typically I am using what would be somewhat safety things like my friction saver and things like that. Because if I gaff out or fall, my goal is to not die. Last night I also came down the tree trimming the nubs off this thing because this is a pine tree. It's awful. There's sap everywhere. This side wants to go low because my chainsaw's hanging on the side. Maybe I'll switch it. Just add more things on the side. Yeah, even though this is a light chainsaw, it's not that light. I tried hanging it straight behind me on a attachment, but that did not, I don't know about those loops. That did not work well. I don't like that. There's like pulling the back of my harness. That's not perfect, but it'll work. I also want the speed line to make them as tight as possible. Otherwise, as weight hits it, really stretches. That's an arborist. It's a 16 or higher braid, but it's one of the ones that's supposed to be old quite a bit for what I'm working with. Technically, I could speed line down the whole tree, but I'm gonna get a bigger rope and negatively rig it when I get to any size that's big. I'll just rig it down. Okay. Nice up here for the neighbors. Single serving neighbors. Sits in there nice. A couple times I've had to tell them where to go. I really like this pretzel zigzag. This is what I did different this time is I climbed up in the tree and tried to really place the stuff above the branches, because before what I was needing was like longer straps for my individual speed line setups. So this way I'm hoping I can get a little closer with that. So I can hook my little nubs here and there. This is great. Okay, we can actually start hooking a couple things up. I have a couple that have kind of rigged. The ones that are close, I can use this one. Let's go up another deal. Yeah, these aren't perfect, but they will work. And this isn't ideal right here. I can cut it here and then come back and cut that later. That will work. So I can get this tree out of the way, this branch. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. That will work. That will be my first one, and I'll just be careful to not hit that up. That will be my first. And then I'll look at some of these other ones. This is a shorter one. Oh, okay. Should be able to make it work, hopefully. Maybe tight. Ah, the other branch. Nope. Nope. Too far away. I need longer things for some of these. Here, I'm gonna gain some room on this beeline, on this strap, by doing just a really basic